Ведаеце, адразу скажу, што вакол так ўсё многа змянілася. Усе замечательные, классные и крутые люди. Гэта я к тому, до того, что вы один из таких людей. Розныя листы были от разных людей.
There were letters from many people. Thank you everyone for supporting me. Only thanks to them I am free now.
Натурально на воле. Я Dmitry Furmanov.
I am Dmitry Furmanov, a former political prisoner from Belarus. I live in Vilnius now with my wife, son, and cat during the last 3 years. Quite recently, we opened a store, which is also a creative space for events, presentations, and masterclasses. You can also buy gifts and souvenirs here for yourself and your friends.
Гэта было падобна, што
It was like an abduction in broad daylight, like a banditry. I started shouting, "What's happening?"
адразу кричаць, што адбываецца.
They hit me in the face. I fainted for some time, and only later, when they were taking me somewhere by a van, they put their knee on me and twisted my arms.
Поставили колено на спину и заломали руки.
I wouldn't actually call it a political activity. This is a normal activism, collecting signatures for a presidential candidate. Any person can do it if they apply to the candidate's team. I think it was Friday, 29th of May 2020, about 2 months prior to the voting day. Of course, we were prepared so that everything is in line with the law, so that we don't breach anything.
Государственных СМИ здесь нет. То, что сейчас происходит, происходит параллельной реальности.
Нечаканность, конечно, то бо коли меня покрали, я думал, что
It was unexpected when they abducted me. I didn't think it was because I breached some law.
некие бандиты меня покрали. Я подумал, что магчыма
I thought these were some bandits. I thought they were not actually representing Lukashenko's regime.
потому что они не были нават апрануты.
Because they didn't wear uniforms, just plain clothes, hoods, and masks. They abducted me together with the chair. They exerted psychological pressure at the detention center.
Значит, был калі суд, ён ужо праходзіў.
The trial was almost a year after the arrest. I spent this year at the detention facility and 3 or 4 months more after the sentence. When they moved me to the colony, there was only 1 month left. But they did not allow me to spend this month normally in the colony.
Одразу адправілі ў штрафны изолятор.
Immediately, they sent me to the punitive confinement.
Гэта звычайная коробка.
This is a concrete box where you can just walk corner to corner, nothing else to do.
Яны стали мяне кожны раз кидаць у карцер.
They started throwing me to the confinement cell every time based on framed accusations. For example, for staying silent during the screening.
Просто маўчаў на камісіі, і потым да мне прыходзілі, кажуць, што,
Later, they would ask me, why do you do that? You can stay here forever. I would answer that this is my life and my decision.
Це мой лёс, і так вырашыў. Зрабіць галадоўку ў знак пратэсту і...
I decided to go on a hunger strike as a sign of protest. They kept adding more days to the punishment.
Натуральна, калі Вось пачынаюцца гэтыя халады ноччу, і
When cold nights are coming, as I was sleeping on wooden panels with angle iron, I would wake up because of the tooth chatter.
стучаць зубы адзін об аднаго, і то бок я прачынаўся не ад таго, што меня дрыжэла
Not because my body was trembling, but because of the sound. I understood I had to warm up, so I exercised once in 2 hours every night.
падняць тэмпературу, і вось рабіў практыкаванне кожныя 2 гадзіны ноччу.
They released me 1 day earlier than the official
За
term.
адзін дзень раней.
Maybe because they wanted fewer people to come to greet me. My parents found out about it accidentally.
Такая прыемная сустрэча, мы абняліся.
When released, I met and hugged my parents. I knew already then that people could be arrested soon after the release, brought to the police and have some new charges against them.
У міліцію, і потім знову завести некую справу. Со мною зв'язалася моя дівчина, і вона
My girlfriend contacted me and convinced me I had to leave on the same day, same time. Everything was ready.
Ужо ўсё падрыхтавана, толькі трэба ехаць на вакзал і адтуль.
I had to go to the station, take a bus to Kiev, get a visa there and fly to her to Vilnius.
Я думав, што хутчэй за ўсё могуць мяне там на кабінеты павесці.
I thought they could take me off the bus at the border, but they allowed me to leave with no issues.
Ми тут уже
We have spent almost 3 years here.
Я відчуваю себе здесь у безпеки, натурально.
Naturally, I feel safe here. I can say yes, this is liberty and freedom of expression. I feel at home.
Свобода, міркуванню.
Of course, it's not home. I feel we would feel better in Grodno. However, given the context, we feel fine here. Nothing to complain about.
Що тичиться психологічного стану,
Emotionally, this is hard.
може бути, треба було б і
It could be a good idea to talk to a psychologist, which I have not done yet.
ні до психолога, ні до інших спеціалістів по психології.
There are some new phobias. For example, it triggers me if someone locks the door when I am in. I always ask my wife not to lock the door when she leaves and I stay at home.
Вона не зачиняла на ключі двері. Чоловік, який виходить за крату, він...
When someone gets out of a prison, they are like a child. They lose some skills, including technical ones, using a phone or a notebook.
Ці то телефоном, ці то ноутбуком. Якраз я працюю так само в цій ініціативі.
I work in this initiative as a technical manager. We have been providing mentorships for about 18 months for the released prisoners. My example inspired me and my friends to start this initiative. My and Volya's parents remain in Belarus. Someone can knock on their doors any time. Police officers come now and then asking about us or searching the rooms.
В міліцейських формах і питають, де ми знаходимося.
They have pressed new charges against me for a comment on Telegram under photos of the abusers that locked me in the confinement. I just commented that these regime toadies kept me for 50 days in the punitive cell.
Прихвості мене тримали у штрафному ізоляторі 50 днів. Невідомо, ці атрымаецца іх притягнуть до адказнасці, але ж ми сподіваємося, звісно, що...
I don't know if we'll be able to hold them accountable. Certainly, we hope it will happen. I have submitted a complaint against Belarus with the UN Human Rights Committee.
Скаргу зареєстрували, хутко будуть розглядувати.
We are waiting for a chance to go back home and live in Grodno, Belarus.
І жити далі там у Білорусі, у Городні. Але ж ми не ведаем, коли це тримається.
But it might take years or decades, or maybe we never come back. Definitely, Belarus will be a part of the free and democratic European community. Maybe we will join the EU and NATO.
І у єврозв'язі, і у складзе НАТО. Можа, увогуле ўсё гэта зменіцца і
Maybe everything will change and something new will replace these bodies.
Ми у нашій сім'ї заўсёды
We always hope for the better in our family, and we are optimistic about the future.
оптимізмом глядзім на будучыню.
The history shows that dictators don't last forever. People now are being tortured and murdered, and most likely they will continue to die. This is inevitable. This is only a question of how many victims it takes before the regime collapses and Belarus becomes democratic. The whole country must learn from it. What went wrong? What was our mistake?
У Німеччини після Гітлеру
Like Germans had to learn from their experience with Hitler, Belarus must draw its own conclusions. If we don't, it can repeat itself.
Мы никогда ни от кого не потерпим, пока я президент, чтобы нас пинали, чтобы нас толкали, чтобы нам били в морду. Этого никогда не будет, для этого вам надо избрать другого президента.